You think billionaires fly around in flashy, over-the-top private jets with gold-plated bathrooms and diamond-studded interiors? Think again. The world's wealthiest individuals, we're talking about people worth tens of billions, actually prefer jets you've probably never heard of. They're not trying to impress anyone. They're optimizing for three things: speed, range, and total anonymity. See, when you're closing billion-dollar deals across 3 continents in 48 hours, or when you're trying to avoid paparazzi, regulators, and competitors tracking your every move, you don't want attention. You want a jet that can fly 8,000 miles non-stop, land on short runways in remote locations, and do it all without anyone knowing you are even in the air. The jet at our #1 spot, it's breaking speed records that were thought impossible for civilian aviation, hitting speeds dangerously close to the sound barrier. It just entered service in 2025 and is already sold out, with a waitlist stretching into 2027. It can fly from New York to Hong Kong without stopping, with a cabin that looks like a 5 seasons hotel suite, and it costs more than most people will earn in 10 lifetimes. But here's what makes these jets truly special. They're not about luxury for luxury's sake. They're tools, instruments of power, time machines that let billionaires be in London for breakfast, Dubai for lunch, and Tokyo for dinner, all in the same day. We've analyzed flight data, spoken to aviation insiders, and tracked the tail numbers of the ultra-wealthy. What we've found will surprise you. These aren't the jets you see in movies. They're better, faster, more capable, and completely under the radar. So buckle up. We're about to reveal the 10 private jets that billionaires actually use when nobody's watching. Let's start with the jet that tech billionaires love, but never talk about, the Dassault Falcon 900LX. This French-built tri-jet is the ultimate quiet luxury aircraft. It's not flashy, it doesn't scream billionaire, but it gets the job done better than almost anything else in its class. Here's why it's on this list. The Falcon 900LX has 3 engines instead of 2. Now, most people think that's old school, but for billionaires flying over the Atlantic or Pacific, it's a massive safety advantage. If one engine fails, you still got 2 more. That redundancy is why ultra-high net worth individuals choose it for transoceanic flights. The specs? This jet cruises at Mach 0.84, that's around 645 miles per hour, and has a range of 4,750 nautical miles. That means you can fly from San Francisco to London or New York to Buenos Aires without stopping. The cabin seats 12 to 14 passengers, but most billionaire owners configure it for 6 to 8 with maximum space. We're talking about full divans that convert into beds, a galley that can serve restaurant-quality meals, and a private lavatory that's bigger than most New York City bathrooms. But here's the insider detail most people miss. The Falcon 900LX can land on short runways that bigger jets can't access. We're talking about 4,500-foot runways at private airports in places like Aspen, Colorado, or Courchevel in the French Alps. That means billionaires can fly directly to exclusive ski resorts without dealing with commercial airports. The price? Around $44 million new, but you can find low-hour pre-owned models for $28 to $35 million. Fun fact? Multiple Silicon Valley CEOs own this jet, but they register it under LLCs to keep their travel patterns private. Flight tracking websites show dozens of 900LXs crisscrossing the globe daily, but you'd never know who's inside. At number 9, we've got the workhorse of the billionaire fleet, the Bombardier Challenger 650. This jet is what industry insiders call a super midsize, which means it's big enough to fly coast to coast, but small enough to operate efficiently and access smaller airports. It's the Goldilocks of private aviation. Not too big, not too small, just right. The Challenger 650 cruises at Mach 0.85 and has a range of 4,000 nautical miles. That's enough to connect New York to Paris or Los Angeles to London with a fuel stop in Iceland. Most importantly, it can do New York to Los Angeles in about 5.5 hours, faster than you get there on a commercial flight, even in first class. The cabin is where this jet really shines. It's one of the widest in its category at 8 feet 2 inches across, and it's over 25 feet long. Bombardier designed it with a flat floor throughout, so there are no awkward steps or cramped quarters. You can walk from the cockpit to the aft lavatory without ducking or turning sideways. Billionaires love the Challenger 650 because it's reliable. We're not talking about cutting-edge experimental technology here. This is proven, battle-tested aviation engineering. The GE-CF34 engines have been powering business jets for decades, and maintenance is straightforward because parts and qualified technicians are available worldwide. The operating cost is also surprisingly reasonable for a jet in this class. You're looking at around $3,500 to $4,000 per flight hour, which is about 20% less than comparable jets from Gulfstream or Dassault. Price tag? About $33 million new, or you can find low-hour pre-owned models for $18 to $25 million from 2015 to 2020. Here's a little-known fact. The Challenger 650 is the preferred jet for what billionaires call commuter flights, weekly trips between homes in different cities. One hedge fund manager we know about flies his Challenger 650 between Manhattan and Miami every Friday afternoon and returns Monday morning. That's 100+ flights a year, and the jet handles it without breaking a sweat. Now we're entering the big leagues. The Gulfstream 550 is a legend in private aviation, and for good reason. This jet has been the backbone of the ultra-wealthy's travel for over 2 decades. It's not the newest model on this list. Gulfstream replaced it with the G500 and G600, but billionaires keep buying used Gulfstream 550s because they're proven, reliable, and still incredibly capable. The G550 cruises at Mach 0.885, that's 680 miles per hour, and has a range of 6,750 nautical miles. That kind of range opens up hundreds of city pair routes that shorter-range jets simply can't fly. Inside, the cabin is 43 feet 11 inches long and seats up to 16 passengers, though most billionaire configurations have 8 to 10 seats for maximum comfort. You can have up to 3 separate living areas, typically a lounge, a conference room, and a bedroom with a full-size bed. But here's what makes the G550 set apart: its cabin altitude. Even when you're cruising at 51,000 feet, the cabin pressure feels like you're at just 6,000 feet. Compare that to commercial airlines at 8,000 feet, and you'll understand why G550 passengers arrive feeling refreshed instead of exhausted. The G550 also has Gulfstream's signature oval windows, 14 of them, each 28 inches tall. They're positioned lower than on any other jet, so even seated passengers get panoramic views of the clouds and landscapes below. Price? A new G550 cost around $62 million when it was in production. Today, you can buy a low-hour 2015 to 2018 model for $25 to $35 million, which is an absolute bargain for this level of capability. And here's the insider secret. The G550 is one of the most common jets for what's called repositioning flights. Billionaires will fly commercial first class on a major route, say New York to London, and have their G550 meet them in a smaller nearby city for a short hop to their final destination. This keeps their travel patterns off the radar while still maintaining privacy and convenience.
This one's a curveball. The Embraer Lineage 1000E isn't technically a business jet. It's based on a commercial airliner, the Embraer 190, and that's exactly why billionaires love it. The Lineage 1000E is massive. We're talking about a jet with 85 feet of cabin length. That's nearly twice as long as most traditional business jets. Inside, you can have 5 separate zones: a master bedroom with a king-size bed, a full bathroom with a stand-up shower, a dining area that seats 8, a conference room, and a lounge with a full-size sofa. This jet is basically a flying luxury apartment. Some owners have installed full kitchens, walk-in closets, and even dedicated office spaces with standing desks and multiple monitors. If you need to host a board meeting at 45,000 feet, this is the jet to do it in. The range? 4,600 nautical miles, which is enough for transcontinental flights like New York to Los Angeles or London to Dubai. It's not the longest range on this list, but that's not the point. The Lineage 1000E is about space and comfort, not speed. The jet cruises at Mach 0.82, around 630 miles per hour, which is slightly slower than other jets on this list. But again, that's the trade-off. You're sacrificing a bit of speed for massive amounts of cabin volume. Price? Around $53 million new, but pre-owned models from 2010 to 2015 can be found for $20 to $30 million. Here's the billionaire use case. Imagine you're taking your family, personal staff, and security team on a 2-week trip to multiple countries. With a traditional business jet, you'd need to fly commercial or charter multiple aircraft. With the Lineage 1000E, everyone flies together in a single jet with room for spare. Fun fact: several Middle Eastern royal families own Lineage 1000Es, and they've customized them with gold-plated fixtures, hand-woven Persian carpets, and entertainment systems that cost more than most people's homes. If the Lineage 1000E is a flying apartment, the Boeing Business Jet 2 is a flying mansion. The BBJ2 is based on the Boeing 737-800, one of the most common commercial airliners in the world. But Boeing strips out all the seats, reconfigures the interior, and turns it into a VIP aircraft with over 1,000 square feet of cabin space. That's not a typo, 1,000 square feet. That's bigger than most New York City studio apartments. Inside a BBJ2, billionaires can have a master bedroom with a California king-size bed, a full bathroom with a shower and bathtub, yes, a bathtub, a formal dining room, a lounge with a sectional sofa, a conference room with seating for 12, a full galley with restaurant-grade appliances, and even a private office. Some BBJ2 owners have installed gyms with treadmills and free weights. Others have added dedicated entertainment rooms with 80-inch flat-screen TVs and surround sound. The level of customization is limited only by imagination and budget. The range? 6,200 nautical miles, which means you can fly from Los Angeles to London or New York to Tokyo non-stop. And because it's based on the 737, it's incredibly reliable. There are thousands of 737 mechanics worldwide, so maintenance is never a problem, even in remote locations. The cruise speed is Mach 0.82, around 630 miles per hour, which is slightly slower than smaller business jets, but speed isn't the priority here. Comfort and space are. Price? This is where it gets wild. A green BBJ2, just the empty airframe, starts at around $95 million from Boeing. Then you'll spend another $50 to $80 million on VIP interior completion, custom furniture, plumbing for the shower and bathtub, electrical systems, entertainment, everything. All in, you're looking at $145 to $175 million for a fully customized BBJ2. Who buys these? Heads of state, royal families, and ultra-high net worth individuals worth $5 billion or more. This isn't a jet for someone who just sold their tech startup. This is for people on the Forbes Top 50 list. Fun fact: several BBJ2s are owned by shell companies registered in the Cayman Islands and Bermuda, making it nearly impossible to track who actually owns them. They show up on flight tracking websites with generic call signs, and their interiors are never photographed or publicized. Welcome to the elite. The Gulfstream G650ER is the jet that changed the game for ultra-long-range private aviation. For over a decade, this was the undisputed king of business jets. And even now, with newer models on the market, the G650ER remains the gold standard. If you see a Billionaires jet on a tarmac, there's a very good chance it's a G650ER. The stats are insane. This jet cruises at Mach 0.925, that's 710 miles per hour, faster than most business jets on the planet. And the range? 7,500 nautical miles. That means you can fly from New York to Hong Kong, Los Angeles to Melbourne, or London to Buenos Aires, all non-stop. Inside, the cabin is 46 feet 10 inches long with seating for up to 19 passengers, although most billionaires configure it for 10 to 13 with maximum luxury. You can have up to 4 living areas, a lounge, a dining room, a conference room, and a master suite with a queen-size bed and an ensuite bathroom. The signature feature? Gulfstream's massive oval windows. There are 16 of them, each 28 inches tall, and they're positioned lower than on any other jet. The natural light is incredible, and the views at 51,000 feet are stunning. But here's what billionaires really love: the cabin altitude. At maximum cruise altitude, the cabin pressure feels like you're at just 4,850 feet.
That's lower than Denver, Colorado, which means more oxygen in your blood, less fatigue, and faster recovery from jet lag. The Gulfstream G650ER also introduced Gulfstream's 100% fresh air system. Every 2 minutes, the entire cabin air is replaced with fresh, pressurized outside air. Most jets recirculate 50% of cabin air to save fuel, but Gulfstream went all in on passenger comfort. Price? About $70 million new, or $45 to $55 million for a low-hour 2016 to 2020 model. And here's the crazy part. G650ERs hold their value better than almost any other asset. 5-year-old models still sell for 85% of their original price. Real-world use case? Elon Musk famously owned a G650ER before upgrading to a newer model. Jeff Bezos has one. So do multiple hedge fund managers, tech founders, and Middle Eastern royals. It's the jet of choice for the Forbes 400 crowd. All right, we're halfway through, and we've already covered jets that cost more than most people will earn in a lifetime. But here's where things get really wild. The next 5 jets on our list, they're not just expensive, they're exclusive. We're talking about aircraft that have year-long waiting lists, that are custom-built to each owner's specifications, and that fly routes most people don't even know exist. Before we continue, hit that like button if you're enjoying this deep dive into the world of billionaire aviation. And drop a comment. If you could own any private jet, which one would it be? Let's see what you all think. Now let's keep going.
The Dassault Falcon 8X is the jet for billionaires who value discretion and performance over size and flash. This French-built trijet cruises at Mach 0.90, around 690 miles per hour, and has a range of 6,450 nautical miles. That's enough to fly from Los Angeles to London, Dubai to New York, or Singapore to Paris, all non-stop. But what makes the 8X special is its versatility. This jet can operate from short runways that bigger aircraft like the G650ER or Global 7500 simply can't access. We're talking about runways as short as 5,000 feet, which opens up access to hundreds of private airports worldwide. Why does that matter? Because billionaires don't want to land at busy international airports where paparazzi, business competitors, and government officials can track their movements. They want to land at small, private airfields where they can board their jet, take off, and disappear without anyone noticing. The cabin is over 42 feet long and can be configured with up to 3 separate living areas. Most billionaire owners go with a lounge, a dining area, and a bedroom suite with a full-size bed. The cabin is also pressurized to feel like you're at just 3,900 feet even when you're cruising at 41,000 feet. That's the lowest cabin altitude of any business jet, which means you arrive feeling fresher than on any other aircraft. The 8X also has a unique feature. It's one of the quietest jets in the industry. Inside the cabin, noise levels during cruise are just 49 decibels, quieter than a normal conversation. You can have a phone call, hold a meeting, or sleep without any disruptive engine noise. Price? Around $58 million new, or $38 to $48 million for a low-hour 2017 to 2020 model. Here's the insider secret. The Falcon 8X is a favorite among European billionaires who frequently fly between London, Paris, Geneva, and Monaco. Its short field performance means they can land at private airports close to city centers, avoiding the hassle of commercial hubs. Fun fact, several 8Xs are owned by family offices, private wealth management firms that handle the finances of billionaire families. The jets are registered under the family office's name, making ownership nearly impossible to trace. Now we're in the stratosphere of private aviation. The Bombardier Global 7500 is one of the newest and most advanced business jets on the planet. This jet entered service in 2018, and it immediately set a new standard for ultra-long-range travel. The Global 7500 can fly 7,700 nautical miles non-stop. That's enough to connect Singapore to San Francisco, Dubai to Los Angeles, or New York to Cape Town, It opens up over 300 city pair routes that no other business jet can fly without refueling. The cruise speed, Mach 0.925, matching the G650ER. But where the Global 7500 really dominates is cabin luxury. This is the only business jet in the world with a true 4-zone cabin layout. Most jets have 2 or 3 zones, but Bombardier gave the 7500 4 distinct living areas. You can have a master suite with a permanent full-size bed, a lounge, a conference room, and a crew rest area all on the same aircraft. And the master suite? It includes a stand-up shower, not a cramped airplane shower, but a full-height shower with a bench and stone countertops. That's an amenity you would expect on a Boeing 787, not a private jet. The cabin is also the widest in its class at 8 feet 2 inches, and it's over 54 feet long. Bombardier designed it with a flat floor throughout, so there are no awkward steps or cramped corners. The seats are designed by Nuage, Bombardier's in-house seating division, and they're widely considered the most comfortable in the industry. They have a floating base, deep recline, and a tilting headrest that cradles your neck. Passengers consistently say they're better than first-class airline seats. The Global 7500 also introduced the first circadian lighting system in business aviation. The cabin lighting automatically adjusts throughout the flight to help your body adapt to new time zones. Fly from New York to Tokyo, and the lighting mimics the sunrise and sunset patterns of your destination, reducing jet lag significantly. Price? Around $75 million new. Pre-owned models from 2019 to 2022 are selling for $55 to $65 million, but availability is extremely limited because owners rarely sell them. Real-world billionaire use case? One tech billionaire we know about uses his Global 7500 for what he calls World Sprint Weeks, flying to 5 continents in 7 days for back-to-back meetings. The 4-zone cabin lets him sleep in the master suite, hold video conferences in the lounge, have dinner with executives in the dining area, and let his team rest in the 4th zone. It's a mobile headquarters. The Gulfstream G700 is the new flagship, and it's everything billionaires have been waiting for. Gulfstream took everything they learned from the G650ER and made it bigger, faster, and more luxurious. The result? A jet that combines Mach 0.935 speed with 7,750 nautical miles of range and the longest cabin Gulfstream has ever built. Let's start with that cabin. It's over 56 feet 11 inches of usable space, almost 5 feet longer than the G650ER. You can configure it with up to 5 living areas, including a master suite with a permanent bed, a lounge with a full-size couch, a conference room for 6, and even a separate crew rest area. The master suite is ridiculous. Some owners have installed king-size beds, walk-in closets, and bathrooms with showers that rival 5-star hotels. Gulfstream even offers custom cabinetry made from rare woods like Macassar ebony and figured eucalyptus. But here's what sets the G700 apart: the windows. This jet has 20 panoramic oval windows, more than any other business jet, and they're positioned to give you stunning views from every seat. Whether you're working, dining, or sleeping, you've got natural light and views of the sky. The cabin altitude is also the lowest in the industry, just 4,850 feet at maximum cruise. That means your body experiences less stress, you recover from jet lag faster, and you arrive feeling like you actually slept. The G700 also introduced the Gulfstream Cabin Management System, which lets you control lighting, temperature, window shades, and entertainment from your smartphone. You can even preset cabin conditions before you board, so the jet is at your preferred temperature when you arrive. The engines are Rolls-Royce Pearl 700 turbofans, each producing 18,250 pounds of thrust. They're powerful, efficient, and remarkably quiet. Cabin noise at cruise is just 50 decibels. Price? Around $81 million as of 2025, making it one of the most expensive business jets you can buy. But demand is so high that Gulfstream has a backlog of orders stretching into 2027. Who's buying? Forbes' top 100 billionaires, hedge fund titans,
tech founders who just took their companies public. This isn't a jet for the merely wealthy. This is for the ultra-elite. Fun fact, the G700 set a world record in 2024 by flying from Singapore to Phoenix, a distance of 8,379 nautical miles, in just 15 hours and 23 minutes. That's the longest business jet flight ever recorded, and it proved the G700's capabilities in real-world conditions.
And here it is, the jet that billionaires secretly use more than any other, the Bombardier Global 8000. This is the fastest certified private jet you can buy, hitting Mach 0.95. That's 727 miles per hour, dangerously close to the speed of sound. At that speed, you're covering 12 miles every single minute. But the Global 8000 isn't just the fastest, it's also tied for the longest range in the world at 8,000 nautical miles. Think about what that combination means. You can fly from New York to Hong Kong at near supersonic speeds, Los Angeles to Dubai, non-stop, and you'll get there faster than on any other civilian aircraft. The cabin is identical to the Global 7500, which means you get that same 4-zone layout with a full-size bed and stand-up shower. But Bombardier upgraded the engines and aerodynamics to push the top speed from Mach 0.925 to Mach 0.95. Inside, you've got over 2,700 square feet of cabin space. The master suite can be configured with a permanent full-size bed, not a convertible seat bed, but an actual fixed bed with a luxury mattress. The bathroom has a full-height shower, a vanity with a large mirror, and storage for toiletries and clothes. The second zone is typically a lounge with Bombardier's famous nuage seating, widely considered the most comfortable seats in business aviation. These seats have a zero-gravity position, tilting headrests, and deep recline. Zone 3 is usually a dining area with a table that seats 6. Some owners use this as a conference room with built-in screens for presentations. And Zone 4 can be another lounge, a crew rest area, or even a second bedroom. The Global 8000 also has Bombardier's Soleil lighting system, which uses thousands of LEDs to create custom lighting scenes. The system can mimic natural daylight, adjust for circadian rhythms, or create mood lighting for dining and relaxation. Price? Around $80 million, making it the most expensive business jet in production. But for ultra-high net worth individuals worth $5 billion or more, the Global 8000 is the ultimate productivity tool and status symbol. Here's why billionaires love it. The Global 8000 makes same-day international meetings possible. Breakfast in New York, lunch in London, dinner in Dubai? The Global 8000 makes it routine. It's not just a jet, it's a time machine that lets billionaires compress 48 hours of travel into 18 hours. And here's the insider secret. Multiple Global 8000s are registered under anonymous LLCs in Delaware and the Cayman Islands. Flight tracking websites show them crisscrossing the globe daily, but their owners' identities are completely hidden. They're ghost jets, flying the world's wealthiest individuals in total anonymity. Of course, the world of billionaire aviation is constantly evolving. The next frontier? Supersonic jets. Boom Supersonic is developing the Overture, a 65 to 80 passenger jet designed to cruise at Mach 1.7, over 1,300 miles per hour. That would cut flight times in half. New York to London in 3.5 hours. Los Angeles to Tokyo in 6 hours. United Airlines has placed orders for 15 Overtures, and Japan Airlines has also committed. If Boom delivers, we could see commercial supersonic flight return by 2029. But here's the wild part. Companies like Hermes and Exosonic are working on smaller supersonic business jets capable of Mach 3 to Mach 5. At those speeds, you could fly from New York to London in under 2 hours. The challenge? Sonic booms. When an aircraft breaks the sound barrier, it creates a shockwave that sounds like an explosion on the ground. That's why supersonic flight over land has been banned since the 1970s. But NASA and private companies are developing
quiet supersonic technology that reduces the sonic boom to a gentle thump. If they succeed, supersonic jets could revolutionize business travel within the next decade. There's also the environmental question. Supersonic jets burn significantly more fuel than subsonic jets, which raises concerns about carbon emissions. But Boom has committed to using 100% sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF, and other companies are exploring electric and hydrogen propulsion. The bottom line, the jets we've covered today are the best you can fly right now, but in 5 to 10 years, they might look slow by comparison. So there you have it, the 10 private jets that billionaires actually use when nobody's watching. From the versatile Dassault Falcon 900LX to the near-supersonic Bombardier Global 8000, these aircraft represent the absolute pinnacle of speed, range, luxury, and discretion. If I had to choose, honestly, the Global 8000 is in a league of its own. The combination of Mach 0.95 speed and 8,000 nautical miles of range is unbeatable. You're getting to your destination faster than anyone else, and you're doing it in the most luxurious cabin in business aviation. But the G700 is a close second. That cabin is absolutely incredible and the speed is nearly identical. Plus, Gulfstream's reputation for reliability and resale value is hard to beat. For those looking at slightly older models, the G650ER is the proven choice. It's been the workhorse of the billionaire fleet for over a decade, and it's still one of the best jets you can buy. The reality is, these jets aren't just about luxury. They're about conquering time and distance. They let billionaires close deals, attend meetings, and manage global empires in ways that would be impossible with commercial aviation or slower aircraft. If you enjoyed this deep dive into billionaire aviation, smash that like button and subscribe to Luxury Aloft. We cover everything from private jets to super yachts to luxury real estate. All the toys of the ultra wealthy. And here's a question for you. If you could fly anywhere in the world right now on one of these jets, where would you go? Drop a comment and let me know. I'm reading every single one. Thanks for watching Luxury Aloft. Until next time, keep your eyes in the skies.